This tutorial is on area of polygons, so area of shapes with straight sides. Quick revision of what is area. Area measures the size of the inside of a 2D shape. Perimeter measures the distance around the outside, but area measures the inside. And it's measured using squares. It's important to remember that. We're using squares to measure the size of the inside of a shape. And the units that we use include square millimeters, square centimeters, square meters, hectares, and square kilometers. Okay, in the metric system, that's what we use. There's a picture there of a rectangle with an area. Work out the area in your head, and it's 6 square centimeters, assuming that it's centimeters. So 6 squares there, 2 centimeters there, and 3 centimeters. So 2 lots of 3, 6 square centimeters. If you just put the other measurements around, the perimeter wouldn't be 6. You just add all the sides. The perimeter would be 10. So that, as we can see and probably know already, there's a clear difference between area and perimeter. Okay, formulas. We can use formulas when we calculate the area of different shapes. Looking at polygons today, the area of a square is side times side, or side squared, or length times width, base times height. You can use lots of different variations, but essentially side times side is the basic one. Area of a rhombus is base times height. It's actually perpendicular height. We'll have a look at that soon. Area of a rectangle, length times width. Area of a parallelogram, a bit hard to say, base times height, again perpendicular height. And those 4 there, if you really wanted to, you could just use base times perpendicular height for all of them. So you're only really learning one formula. So base times height. For a triangle, it's base times height divided by 2. And again, we'll have a look at why that's the case in a minute. Okay, question 1 from your worksheet now. Calculate the area of the right angled triangle below. There it is. Pause. Work out your answer. Use a calculator if you need to in these questions today. Press play when you've got your answer and we'll go through the solution. Okay, the first thing to do when we're setting out these questions, it's important for you to write the formula. Okay, don't just leave it out in your worksheet now and in any assessment or anything where you're working it out. Please write the formula. Okay, so area equals base times perpendicular height divided by 2. We'll accept A equals B times H divided by 2. You don't have to write the full words, but you must write your formula. Now we substitute in the values. Okay, there's the base, it's 4 meters. And there's the perpendicular height, it's 3 meters. So it's 4 times 3 divided by 2 equals 6 square meters. Okay, so the answer is 6 square meters. Let's just examine the formula a little bit more though, just so you understand why we do base times perpendicular height divided by 2. Just have a look at this dashed line there and the other one. Essentially, a triangle is half of a rectangle. Okay, in this case in particular, it's half of that rectangle. So we do base times height, gives us the whole rectangle, and we want to halve it, so we halve it or we divide by 2. So it was 4 times 3 gave us 12, that would be the whole rectangle, and we divide by 2, so we just get the triangle, and it got us back to 6 square meters. So that's why it works, base times height divided by 2. Okay, question 2. Calculate the area of the rhombus. There it is there. Press pause, press play when you're ready. Okay, write the formula. Area equals base times perpendicular height, or A equals B times H is acceptable. The base is 15 centimeters, and the perpendicular height is 12. So just in case you missed it, it's not 15 times 15, it's 15 times 12. The perpendicular height forms a right angle with the base, okay, like a T or a right angle. So always make sure you use that straight vertical height. okay, that must form a right angle. So it's 15 times 12, and the answer is 180 square centimetres. Make sure you're putting the units in your answer correctly. You must have that little 2, the little squared sign. Okay, we're measuring area. We're using squares, so you put the symbol for squared. Okay, now just to look at the rhombus a bit more closely, why is it 15 times 12? Why is it base times height? That little sort of triangle to the right hand side is going to be removed and pushed over. Okay, we're going to put it over to the left now. And as you can see, the red lines form what is in fact a rectangle, 15 times 12. So that little triangle, the white piece to the right hand side, has been cut off, if you like, and moved across. So it forms a nice perfect rectangle now, 15 times 12. We often say a rhombus is like a square pushed on the side. When we're calculating the area though, you can see that as we've calculated there, it'd be like a rectangle. Okay, that's question 2. Question 3 now. It doesn't say question 3, but I'm sure you're okay with that. Question 3. Calculate the area of the hexagon below. It's a hexagon because it's got 6 straight sides. It's an irregular hexagon. Okay, pause and press play when you've worked it out to see the solution. Okay, here we go. We're going to cut this shape up. There's a first shape that I've cut. I think probably most of you would have done it that way. You can cut it up different ways, but this is what I've done. I've cut there as well and got a second shape there and a third shape. So I've cut it into 3 shapes. As I said, you can cut it differently to this and still get the same answer. Okay, so I've got 3 shapes, a triangle and 2 rectangles. I now need to work out the area of each. I really need to know what the dimensions are of each one though. And so getting those in there helps me work out the dimensions of each shape. Okay, A1, that's area of the first shape, number 1, the triangle. Base times perpendicular height divided by 2. Okay, looking at the base, which is the dashed line at the triangle there, it's 4. And the height is 3. So 4 times 3 divided by 2. It's the same rectangle we used in the first question. So it's 12 divided by 2 equals 6 square metres. Second shape, A2. Rectangle, length times width equals 10 times 4. Just look carefully at the diagram if you're not sure where I'm getting 10 and 4 from. The yellow markings should help. So it's 40 square metres. Third shape, rectangle, length times width, 15 times 7, 105 square metres. Now my total area for the whole shape, I've just got to add all 3 together. And there it is there, 6 square metres plus 40 square metres plus 105 equals 151 square metres. Okay, so hopefully you went okay with those questions. There is an extension tutorial available if you would like to do that about trapeziums. And I might put something else there, we'll see. If it's there, you can do it if you want to. It's optional, extension, straight underneath this tutorial. Otherwise, or either way, you need to go on to try it out straight away or after you have a go at that extension. Okay, thanks.